It appears that bandits are becoming more mean and nasty in the deals. Now, in a very old, cold fashion, bandits have demanded 10 million naira as ransom before they release the corpse of one of their victims, Obadiah Ibrahim, who they kidnapped in early October in Sabon Gaya on his way to Kaduna State from Abuja. The brother to the victim, Kefas Obadiah, said the bandits had collected 3 million naira but still refused to release the corpse. He stated that the kidnappers swore that if the family brings the money, they will release the corpse in 3 days. This is very, 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 very pathetic.
What you call double jeopardy. I don't know how some people could be so humane. They started from 200 million ransom, and they negotiated down to 15, and at the point, they now agreed for 3 million. Now, while negotiating to the appointed negotiator, it took some time, I think about a week or two. Now, when they took the 3 million to these characters, they collected the money on a Monday. And now they now sent a message back
on Thursday.
On Thursday that 3 million was for feeding. And that now announced on Thursday that their brother, their family member, they kidnapped, actually died on Monday. That before they can release the corpse, they should come and pay a balance of 10 million. I mean, now, as at Thursday last week, the guy was 4 days dead. It's not as if they have a mortuary. And you can imagine what will be happening to that corpse. Today makes 8 days that the guy has died in the bush there. So, I don't want to imagine. And these are human beings still demanding for 10 million naira because before they can release a corpse that by now probably is already decaying. Because I don't know, I mean, I doubt if they will take him to a mortuary in the forest. So you can see the kind of human beings we are dealing with. So it should be more severe sanctions or penalties for these ungodly people. Now, this is happening in Kaduna. Before Lagos-Ibadan Expressway goes out of hand, the governors in the southwest should please do something quick. Because we have had 2 terrible incidents now on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway.
That we know of.
Yeah, that we know, of course, that we know of. That UI professor.
Reported cases.
Yeah, 2 reported cases. So we've been kidnapping is something that is so heinous. And I want to call on the local hunters, the vigilantes, the Amotekun, the Lagos State Neighborhood Watch, to please come in and step in, especially on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, before it becomes another Abuja-Kaduna. This guy that we're talking about was kidnapped on Abuja-Kaduna Expressway at Gaya, precisely. Imagine somebody died, and you are still asking for money to release the corpse, saying the 3 million was for feeding.
And the corpse will have decomposed.
It's 8 days. It's in the bush there.
They seem to have enough space to operate. They seem to have enough confidence. They are not rattled. It's not as if we have helicopters hovering around their area. It's not as if their base is being threatened. That's why they can make extra demand. They can afford to hold on to the corpse.
Because we believe that they are riffraffs. But we know from intelligence that some of the brains behind these operations are well-educated fellows, graduates, young, vibrant graduates who are now taking over the planning of these things. And before you move, they already have the intel that you are coming. That's how good they are. Of course, don't let me mention the firepower that they possess. On the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, normally Lagos-Ibadan is 100, let's say 100 kilometers, out of which about 60% are urbanized, 40% are rural. So the rural part of Lagos-Ibadan is basically in Ogun State. And most people don't even realize that most of Lagos-Ibadan Expressway are in Ogun State. What is left for your state is less than 30 kilometers, out of the 108 from Isheri. And the majority, the Ogumakin, the Onigari area, are all in Ogun State. So while we are calling on the Southwest governors, let us lay emphasis on the governor of Ogun State to do the needful. Because, like I said there last week, the way Yorubas are migrating, in 10 years, majority of Yoruba people will be living in Lagos and Ogun states. And if we should lose this battle, that means we will escalate that particular movement. That people don't go beyond Ibadan anymore. They just stay put in Lagos or Ibadan. And simply not go anywhere else. That will affect farming, affect families, affect our old people. So let's call on the governors to do the needful. As far as the corpse is concerned, I know this may sound inhumane, but I think the family should just do prayer for the dead body and move on. Because nothing they will get in that place that will resemble even anything of their brother.
Some people will prefer closure because of, you have to get the corpse, and some people so much believe in that you have to know at least to go and bury so that you mourn your dead and everything.
Yeah, it's no. I understand what JKB is saying. Maybe I would say, we have so much attachment to tradition and culture in this part of the world. But Yoruba will say, "Ọmọ ẹni kú ó sàn ju ọmọ ẹni nù lọ." As in, it's better you know that this person is dead. Yes, now we have accepted that he is dead, but let's have the corpse so that we give him a befitting burial. Now, then there's this traditional belief that, until you bury somebody properly, the spirit will be roaming. I don't know how far that is true. But it's unimaginable, it's unthinkable that some people with human blood flowing in them will see somebody who has died and you still want to collect ransom after you have taken something. It's not as if they are not giving you money. They're not saying the 3 million is for feeding. What was he eating?
And you have situation where these bandits, they even kill, they kill the person immediately. They give the impression that the person is still alive, collect the ransom,
and take off. Yeah. I will not say, go and pick your corpse somewhere. It has happened.
Many times.
Before. Yeah, many times. So these are people that should not be spared anytime they are caught. And I think people have been saying we should have special courts for cases of kidnap so that the thing will not even take time. Yeah, honestly. Because until we are having serious scapegoats, serious deterrents, there are people will continue to see it as a lucrative business. But by the time they start giving them that death penalty, then they will know it's high time they stopped. Honestly, because it's unthinkable. Anytime I think about this thing, I have goose pimples.
UKB, where are we? War against banditry. These guys, that federal government, their effort want to know what they've done so far, because to go all out against, to even wipe out these bandits.
Well, we've had some successes in the last few months. I'm sure you're aware that especially in the northwest area. And we said on this program that chances are these people will migrate south. Remember, there was a time that the epicenter was Niger State. Now we are expecting them to migrate south. And the people of southern Nigeria must now get ready to do whatever they can to repel them. So not only the federal government, even the state governments, right now is not the time to split hairs or to talk about constitution. This is the time to protect your people, whichever way you can.
I have Ayodele from Ikorodu.
Hello.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Can I talk?
Go ahead, please.
Yes, I want my greeting to all of you there.
Thank you.
Yes, you see, until we are able to solve the problem of our security outfit, and the judiciary. There's problem there. That is where we are into this. We are still on this. We are still on this security problem. They are the people that are not doing their job. They are not doing their job perfectly. But they connive with these people just to get money, to extort money from people.
Thank you, Ayodele. I think Nigerians should look out from these leading candidates, and they should look out and ask for what they are going to do concretely in terms of security, because it will be a major talking point. Our country must first of all be safe before we talk about economic development. MJ.
The present government had a 3-point agenda: security, infrastructure, and I think employment.
Economy and corruption.
We are not winning the battle on security. That's a fact.
Not even close.
So, we are not winning the battle on security. So, beyond mounting it, any candidate can promise anything. Like Obi does not have a manifesto. So you can't even hold him that this is what you have written down black and white. And for Asiwaju, the APC candidates, we have seen his manifesto. We have seen that of Atiku. They can say it, but can we hold them to it?
Accountable.
That is it.
After 100 days.
After 100
or
days.
After 1 year. What will be the timeline?
I see a situation where I don't believe any longer in manifestos and promises, and electoral promises. Because oftentimes you cannot hold our leaders accountable on their promises. So we are in dire straits.
Yeah, the third point was restructuring.
Restructuring.
Infrastructure, security, and restructuring.
So, we have not restructured our infrastructure. We are still
tentative.
We are still between 3,000 and 5,000 megawatts, because without your infrastructure borders on power. Our road networks, Lagos Ibadan is approaching about 95% now. With that crushing end at the Kara, and you need, if you are lucky, you spend 2 hours there. Although Minister Fashola has promised that by December the burden will be over, but before then, I think they need to speed up work. So, beyond manifestos, I think we need somebody who has that capacity to gather as many eggheads together as possible to be able to deliver. We need experts who can come around, even beyond party lines. We need to rescue this country.